the evening. Sorry for the TPK. Let's go.
Come on in, join the show, take a seat, grab a hoe, kick your feet up on the desk, man, cause we about to roll, play some D&D, baby.
We ain't nothing but mammals, and yes, we do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
We got people wild shaping, barbarians raging, Goop trying to gobble cause goblins are fucking cannibals. This is Dungeons and Dragons with lots of drunken asses, so send your kids to their room, break out the secret stashes. No discussion about what's fair and right, this is us living life by a paradise. So, step on down to our lair of mice, face stepping right through your screen into paradise. Yo! This is paradise. Nothing's off limits in our paradise.
Make some fucking D&D.
This is paradise. Nothing's off limits in our paradise.
Going as far as you can see.
This is paradise. Nothing's off limits in our paradise.
Fucking all the succubies.
This is paradise.
Heretic, I think you meant succubi.
I know what the fuck I meant. Roll for initiative.
So, what was Adavei doing before the party found him? Let's flash back. This time on PairODice.
After being extremely disturbing to the life in the town with your drunken antics, Charity has sent you to the Etheram, it's called. You would know this to translate to mean the journey of the sinful. After a short trek through the woods, you find yourself at a tall waterfall at the base of it. Behind the waterfall, you can see a small cave opening. You would know this to be the location that you were heading for. You go ahead and walk straight behind this waterfall and climb up to the cave opening, and you find a door. On top of the door is a sign. It's written in a weird language that you would know as the maiden's tongue, but you don't know how to read it.
This is never bothered to learn.
Do you want to open the door and head inside?
I would like to open the door. Okay.
As you enter this 30-foot long by 50-foot wide stone room, seems to be a small sanctuary. The ceiling's pretty low. It's only about 7 feet high. Anyone taller would probably have a cramped neck in there. It looks to be naturally carved stone on the wall that you came in from. But the other 3 walls in this room are smooth and very purposeful. There's a door centered on every wall. There's a few small pieces of carpet scattered around with incense and candles burning. They look to be spaces of worship. There's a rack of religious gowns on the farthest wall, as well as a basket filled with like peasant clothes and old gear, old armor. There's a small stone basket that sits directly in the middle of the floor with some coins and blood in it. And there's a high elf dressed in religious black and red robes. He's just kind of picking up laundry and bringing it to the next room. And he sees you standing there and he says, "Come on in, my dear. Feel free to pray before you start your journey."
I kind of stand there a little bit, like having it registered. And he goes, Oh yeah, that's what I came in here for, right?
Right. Okay. I'll leave you to your devices then, I guess.
Yeah, leave me to my devices. What are my devices?
Sure. So he opens a door to your right. It'd be on the east side of the room. You're heading south. So he opens the door to your right, and you can see like the line of furnaces with coal burning. And he shuts the door behind him. And that's all you saw. And you're just left in this room by yourself. My guess is to pray and meditate before you go on this scary journey. But it's up to you what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what Adavei think to pray at this moment. He does go over and he does assume to the position of what he usually does for his morning rituals.
So as you're doing that, you suddenly feel this spiritual energy pass over you and kind of through your ears and eyes, and you feel sort of strange. You feel like it's sort of messing with your psyche a little bit, and then as it exits, you feel normal again, but you feel like you've learned from this experience. So right on your on your sheet that you now know the maiden's tongue as a language.
Interesting. Oh, I probably should also specify what Adavei's morning ritual is.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Which is he takes the, it kind of takes the bowing position, taking out this, it's like a fall leather strap that he's made.
Yeah.
And counts 9 lashes in tribute of Leviatar's 9 tail. And after he's done, he takes this almost like a reddish type paint, this stain that he would draw over the welts that would rise, but since he's a little intoxicated, it's kind of not like as stable as a hand he probably would have had. So it looks kind of messy, but at least it does the thing. It does the job. And he'll keep it there for like the rest of the day.
After you're done praying and you learn this new language, you see there's a door to your left, door to your right, and a door straight ahead. The door straight ahead has a sign above it. You couldn't read it before, but now you realize in Maiden's tongue it says, "This is the way." And then to the left of that door is a set of robes, and there's a sign above those robes that say, it pretty much tells you to put on those robes and discard your stuff in the laundry basket to your right.
He will do exactly that.
Obviously, your weapons can go with you. It's just the clothing you have to change.
I'm fine dropping the weapons.
Oh, you are going to drop the weapons. Okay.
What am I going to do with a whole -1 damage?
Yeah, right. Oh, really? That's all you got? Unarmed strike is -1? Oh, God. Okay, so as you leave everything behind in this laundry basket, the robes are black and purple robes. They're they're like hooded robes. You put on these robes. Do you want to head through the door where the sign says to go, or do you want to do something else?
Can Adavei look around, just kind of take in his surroundings as much as he can?
Of course. The laundry basket it's almost full. It's about 5 feet tall. It's made of, it's just a wooden basket, but it's a taller one.
Is the guy around?
The guy left through the door from where you're looking. It'd be on the left, so on the west side of the room. Yeah,
Adavei will like to go and look through the clothes basket.
Most of the clothes in there are like just peasant garbs. There's not really like a whole lot of armor. You do find a few sets of chainmail, just kind of laying about. You don't see anybody else's weapons or anything.
And there's nothing of like material value or something that would be like value to Adavei.
Not that you notice. No, everything seems to be just random outerwear that's been thrown in this basket, not collected yet.
I've spent like 3 minutes going in this. Is fucking useless. And he goes up.
All right. As you exit that room, as soon as you open the door, you feel like a strong breeze that escapes the next room. With the breeze comes an immense heat. As you notice a red glow to your right, it seems there's a small pit of burning hot coals about 60 feet long, traversing the length and the width of this room. Just past that is a small 15-foot ledge and a door to move forward. You see runes etched in the ground near the edge of both sides of the pit.
Would I might know what those runes are? Can I roll something for it?
Yeah. Roll an Arcana check.
24.
24. Yeah, you know these runes to be teleportation circles.
Ooh.
With that 24, you would also notice that some of the inscription is wrong on these arcane circles, and could probably deduce that using these might cause you a sickness from the teleportation that might cause you to feel a little bit under the weather after. Not put back together properly on the other side. Maybe like a traveler sickness, a teleportation sickness type thing.
It's probably not something I want to use, so just gonna disregard it. It's not whoever uses that is not my issue.
You also can see there's slits at the bottom of the wall to your right, where you saw the guy go into that furnace room. It looks like somebody's pushing more hot coals into the room from some small openings at the bottom of the wall.
I could go up. Can Adavei go up and it's like, hey.
Hey, I'm not supposed to talk from back here.
Whatever. What does this room do?
Yeah, you just walk through the coals. It's a ritual.
That's it?
A thing. Yeah, I mean that's part of the journey.
Yeah, thanks. Sarcastically. So useful. Oh, thank you for that's the wonderful few seconds of my life.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. I'm not supposed to help. I might get punished. So we'll just pretend like this didn't happen.
Whatever. All right.
I'm gonna go over here now.
Yeah, you sure go. Get out of here.
Fine, I'm gonna leave. Great.
Probably
See you later.
Not.
Bye. He stops responding.
Adavei will curse under his breath and he'll inspect the coals.
Oh, they look manageable, but still pretty hot. You with your footed self might be able to cross without any issue. You brought pain upon yourself in similar ways before. You don't think that this is going to be that big of a deal.
All right, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and jaywalk on those coals.
All right, jaywalk. So as you step on the coals, you're like this heat is kind of rushing through your body. You can feel it as soon as you step on. The skin on the bottom of your feet are a little bit callous, but not quite enough to resist the pain. I need you to roll a con save.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it's actually kind of smart if I had a high constitution.
Yeah, it would be kind of smart, but it's okay.
20, natural 20.
All right, natural 20. With that natural 20, you're going to walk across this and only take half the damage. You're only going to take 1 damage, fire damage, as you cross this pit of coals.
I like to imagine that Adavei is like crossing, but he's also looking over like where he was talking to the guy with like scorn.
Yeah, he's like, this motherfucker, ow, this motherfucker.
Just doing my job. Fuck you.
Oh, good. All right, so after painstakingly crossing these coals, you get to the other side. You see the rune where you assume that the other rune would have teleported you to, and you find another door. It's an iron door that leads straight ahead.
Sus.
Very sus. There's a sign on the wall that says, "Continue forward and find your glory through pain."
Glory through pain. Pain is glory. He'll pass through.
To your right is the door that says, above the sign says divination room. To your left is a long hallway. To your right is the door. There's a sign that says divination room, and there's a torch on the wall. To your left is a long 60-foot hallway that starts at about 10 feet wide and gradually gets narrower to what seems to be about 5 feet at the end. The walls are lined with sharp blades that jut out in every direction. They're each about a foot out of the wall. It looks like you could turn sideways, and if you're really careful, you can avoid being cut.
I want to check out the divination room first.
As you walk into this divination room, it's a small room with a desk on the far wall. The desk seems to have a few books, and on the back of the chair, there's some robes.
What do the robes look like?
Same as the ones you're wearing. There's also a few pieces of quilt laid down for more praying and whatnot.
Let me check out the desk. Is there anything like in particular that sticks out?
Yeah. So on the desk there are 3 books. One is a tome with a tongue. It's a thick leather bound book that has like this dissected tongue pinned to the front cover.
Spicy.
The rest of the books seem to be just like spell books of some sort.
Well, obviously, you got to check out the most interesting one. Give me that tongue book. What that mouth do?
Okay, so as you open this book and start flipping through, the first few pages are indecipherable writings. As you flip further, you see a few scrolls of one is comprehend languages, another is identify, another is legend lore, and truth seeking. The rest of the book seems to be empty.
I want to take that identify spell.
Okay. So you're just going to rip that out?
Just straight out of the book.
All right. As you fold that up and place it in in the pocket in your robes. It's a big pocket, by the way. It's your whole, like, 2 hands could fit in it. It's huge. Everything is really baggy that you're wearing. That seems to be all that's in this room.
So Adavei's going to close the tongues book, and he's going to look over at the other 2 books. They're spell books, you said, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to take one.
Okay. As you pick it up and you just quickly thumb through it, you realize that the spell book is completely empty for whatever use you want.
How dare they? I've been bamboozled. Well, there's no use in an empty spell book. What am I going to do? Write spells in it that I already know? Look, I'm just going to put it.
Okay. You put it back?
It's going to be slightly off tilt, slightly off center, just to be an ass.
Okay. All right. I just have to. You're leaving your crumb trails here.
It's like you gotta know. Like, some people have like the OCD, and it's like you have these books perfectly set. Just that one.
Oh, there is a quill there and some ink if you want to write in the book.
So Adavei's gonna draw a picture, and he's going to make it look all cryptic. He's gonna draw it in undercommon. He's gonna like write a whole bunch of sigils and stuff, and make it like really, really cryptic. But translated, it just says dumbass and just a whole bunch of nonsense.
Okay, so it says dumbass, and then what's the picture? Are you just writing stuff, or are you drawing stuff?
It's a writing and a drawing. The picture is just gonna be a donkey and scripture and undercommon.
A donkey with a dunce cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is just going to look like super, super serious arcane stuff.
Okay, so just a bunch of sigils and runes.
Mm-hmm. And then the word dumbass.
How many pages? Just on one page?
Just one.
Okay. And that takes you about 10 minutes. 10 minutes of just rough sketching stuff and just bored at this point.
He's laughing to himself.
Trying to delay the oncoming pain that you're going to have to deal with. You're just like stalling for time at this point.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to do this. I'd rather just draw.
I don't want to be here.
Don't want to be here. I'd rather be back at the casino with the stupid, dumb twin sisters. The one with the really nice rat. I hate this, and I hate this map, and I hate this place.
You very much do know this to be a place that people are sent as a punishment, but you do know that the people that have completed this journey have came out changed and very exalted by other individuals in the cult, because not very many people do make it out.
Yeah, because they're losers.
Yeah. All right. That seems to be everything in this room that you checked out. Is there anything else you'd like to do while you're in here?
No, I think I got everything. I did everything.
Okay, don't forget to add your identify spell to your materials.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. As you exit this room and head back into the hallway, you're confronted again with this everly increasing, narrowing hallway. That's an oxymoron. Everly decreasing, narrowing hallway. That's redundant. A narrowing hallway.
Take your time.
With blades on the wall. Yeah. Okay. Like I said, I just woke up a minute ago. The blades seem to be really sharp. There's still a bit of like dried blood on some of them. It seems like nobody's passed through here in a few hours, long enough for the blood to have dried.
Oh, well, here comes the bread and butter of this neverly thought.
As you turn sideways and gingerly make your way forward, can you roll a dex save for every 15 feet? So we're going to start 5, 10, 15. We're going to start with the first one. I don't have Discord up, so tell me.
20. A natural 20.
20 does it. All right. So you it's pretty wide at this point, so it's not hard to really get through. You turn sideways and just kind of walk your way through nonchalant like. You make a roll for the next 15 feet.
It will be an 11.
As this gets narrower, you're turned sideways, but the blades are inches from you at this point. I would say maybe 3 or 4 inches on both sides of you. The passageway is about 7 feet. I'm trying to do math in my head. It's about 7 feet wide. You kind of lose your balance a little bit, and one of them slices into you and does 5 slashing damage as it as it cuts right into your shoulder.
Yikes.
All right, so now you're met with the final portion of this. You are almost cleared. You're about 15 feet away, but it's more narrow than you've seen. It looks like there's no way through without taking some sort of damage. Do you want to roll a dex on that?
A 15.
A 15 does not cut it as you are slashed. This time it cuts into your face and leaves a nice scar. You only take 2 damage, though.
Adavei will hiss and kind of rub at the slash. Like, is it like across the cheek or like where is it?
Right across the cheek, from your cheekbone all the way to your ear.
Ooh.
And as soon as you get through, you feel sort of relieved that you didn't take more damage than you needed to going through there. You do see a door heading out of this room.
Adavei will kind of just rub at the cut and continue on.
As you rub your face and kind of hold your hand over in pain, you're holding your hand there to kind of stop the bleeding, and it stops pretty quickly and starts to dry up. You notice as soon as you go through this door, you notice there's another door to your right and there's a wall to your left. As soon as you exit the hallway, you can faintly see like some cells, some metal cages, but you're not sure how far because you haven't made it completely around this wall. Do you want to check out the door to your right, or do you keep going through?
The curious side of me wants to check out the door to the right, but I know that Adavei's probably really sick of this and just wants to go lay down and just sleep for a little bit. So he's going to press straight on.
All right. As you come around the corner, you hear violently loud screams. You're looking to the south, but the sound's coming from the east. So you look to the left, and you hear somebody screaming, followed by like this electric lashing noise. And you hear this guy say, "Please, Levitar, forgive me for my sins. I've failed you." And you hear like a deep voice respond, and he says, "My son, you are forgiven by her. Please continue on your journey." You notice this room is filled with holding cells all the way across. It's 30, 60, it's about 120 feet across. And on each side, there's holding cells. Most of the cages are open. There's a few filled with sleeping prisoners. And you watch as a medium-sized tiefling man sends a battered young human on his way opposite you as he notices you there, and he says, "I see you're here for your lashes."
I suppose.
And he has in both of his hands, he has what looks like to be a whip, but there's no whip coming from it. And as soon as you say "I suppose," he kind of holds them up, and this electric energy kind of protrudes out of it and turns into a whip with like a purple hue. It's almost like a lightsaber, but a whip style lightsaber. And he says, "All right, oh well then, come with me."
There's like, Adavei's had lashings before, but I don't think he's ever had lashings from an electric lightsaber.
Correct.
So he's kind of nervous about it. He's kind of like, it's like the fight or flight response. You can see it in his eyes.
Does he freak out, or does he continue on as a strong patron of Leviatar?
He continues on, but you can see it in his face.
That's fair. You walk past all these cages and to a door on your right. It's a double door. As it opens up, you find yourself in this large torture chamber-like room. It's filled with tons of bloodstains on the ground, a few dozen stocks and a few dozen stretching tables. A few people are locked into the stocks. They look to be bruised and lashed pretty bad. There's a few bodies amongst the stretchers. They've been physically deformed to the point that they don't even look like humanoids anymore. None of them look to be alive, much less conscious. As he opens one of the stocks and says, "All right then, in you go."
Oh, wait! I think maybe we could.
Come on, it'll be quick. We'll get this over.
I'm sort of thinking, like, maybe.
Hey, you see these other people? If you want to end up like them, you can resist. Otherwise, let's do it. Let's get over with.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
Remnants of spankings as a kid.
I'm like thinking of like, it's like you're standing in the shower and your mom's like, come on, let's go. Do I really have to do this? I don't. I could do maybe alternatives. And the Adaevi is slowly backing up.
Come on now. Come on.
I'm a weak man.
He has some really devilish horns, and he has this really sadistic, evil look on his face. You're definitely tempted not to distrust this man, otherwise things might get very bad. I can roll an intimidation if you'd like, otherwise you can go forward with your actions. You want me to roll an intimidation?
It's gonna have to be an intimidation.
I'm missing a d20. Hold on. That's low. Let me see what his modifier is. Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll against it. So roll that's good enough. 24. Yeah. He looks he looks intimidating to most people, but to you he's just another pain giver, as you would call them in your church. You've communed with a lot of pain givers in your day, and you know them to be just regular people that are sentenced to a life of dishing out this sort of atonement. So you're not really intimidated by it.
I was going to argue that Adavei is even more intimidated by it.
More intimidated?
Because, like, the intimidation is, like, basically pushing Adavei to get it over with. But if he's, like...
Well, I mean, you're less intimidated, but you might be persuaded by just the idea of who he is. It's up to you what Adavei would do. Like, you don't have to modify things to make things easier for me, if that makes any sense. Because
what I was thinking, Adavei's gonna go in, but what I was thinking is like, because since he's like trying to intimidate Adavei into going in the first place, it's like, well, your intimidation failed. Now Adavei's gonna, in his drunken state, try to run.
Okay, so you're gonna try to run?
I mean, I already said he went in.
Yeah. Do you want to try to run out of there?
I mean, I'm kind of scared what the repercussions are. However,
this is what
I would say that maybe he's not thinking as clearly. So, just big red scary man with electric thing that I've never seen before is going to make me into one of those guys.
Yep.
Ouchie.
All right, you in fear for the pain that's going to be caused and possibly your life, flee through the double doors.
So I would say Adavei's a coward.
Yeah, and immediately you're met with a choice. Do you head left back through the way you came, or do you head right through the unknown? There, you see to your right, there's doors. Straight ahead, there looks to be more cages and another pathway to the right as well.
Adavei will, because back there is more pain.
Correct.
But back there also is the way that he knows how to get out.
Correct.
I guess he really wouldn't be thinking about it. He'd go back the way he came. Just backtrack through the entire.
What's your move speed?
30.
I would assume you're going to run, dash.
Yeah, I'm gonna dash. So that's 60.
65. Okay.
Like, even going through the spikes, he doesn't care about not getting...
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and have you roll initiative. I'm going to let you start the run, but then you're going to roll initiative. So he's got a 10, you've got a 5. Okay.
Got a 5.
As you, oh God, this is good. As you're running, you approach the hallway, and just before you turn right, suddenly right in front of you appears this man blocking your way through this passage. Where do you think you're going? And he does not have an action to reach out and grab you, but I wish he would. But it's your turn. That's his full action.
Adavei will cast command. Drop. Leave me alone. Don't touch me.
It's going to be 18. Oh, you should know better. That doesn't work on pain givers.
Adavei is going to turn and run away. The opposite direction he just went. He just came from. Yeah.
You can't use your dash because you used an action. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. As he just stands.
Would that leave his...
what's up?
Would that leave his square?
He was not within 5 feet of you. He kind of teleported the full 60 feet, which would have been 10 feet ahead of you. So.
But he's going to go towards back where he came from, towards the door. Well, as far as he can make it towards the door.
All right, so you barely make it halfway across this room, and he's going to cast He's going to cast blindness, deafness on you.
Oh,
All right, make a con save.
15?
15 meets it, beats it. So yeah, you manage to close your eyes, and the light dissipates before it blinds you. Him, out of his being annoyed, he's going to use Searing Smite.
Oh no.
As you see his weapon's aura, it's purple. Both of his whips are purple, just this really bright purple energy. But all of a sudden, there seems to be this white spiritual flame coming from them, and he teleports into your bubble, and he says, "Now you done fucked up." And that's the end of his turn.
Oh wait, did he? Oh,
Within 5 feet of you now.
Ooh. You know what I'm gonna do?
Yes.
Adave's gonna cast darkness.
Oh shit.
Adavei will run in the direction that he was facing, which was towards the...
Yeah, as you do this, as the magical darkness casts, the only thing you can see is the light from his sabers. It doesn't illuminate any objects around. All you see is these floating electric whips. As you run, how far? You run 30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you totally managed to get away. He has no idea where you're at this moment. All you can see is the purple light from his weapons and the white flame protruding, but you don't see his figure. Everything else seems to be dark. You haven't quite got out of the radius of your magical darkness. What's the radius on that again? Is it 20 feet?
Wait, it's a 15. It's a 15.
Yeah,
feet.
you're out of it. You're out of it. So you can still see him. You can still see the sabers in this darkness. It looks kind of like a black hole just kind of in the middle of the room. You can see the rest of the room. You see a door straight ahead, but you can't really tell where he's at besides where the sabers are that you saw.
Adavei will use that as leeway to book it. Really not trying to get electric whip today. I don't want the electric chair.
Yeah. So you you make it to the door with your first 30. Do you want to open it and then dash through, or?
Yes.
As you open it and you use the rest of your action to dash, you see a sort of like a green glow in this place. There's a wall directly to your left and an opening. It's sort of like a room with like a 10-foot opening straight ahead, and a figure laying on the ground is quite large. It looks like a golem, but it's dead, it seems, and it looks to be stitched together.
Oh no, with stone. I'm hoping.
No, it's very fleshy. The door behind you slams shut, and all you're left with is this dim green aura. And what looks like a head is multiple directions to go. You're not sure. There's a way to your south. There's a way north. There's a way south. There's a way to the east and up, and there's a way to the east and down.
Oh man!
The green aura seems to be coming from.
I will use that. Adavei will follow that.
Okay. As you move forward, you can hear his voice kind of emanate in your own head as he says, "Right where you belong." As you approach this green aura, and you see this small cage on the ground, and it's bolted down to this stone ground. Inside the cage seems to be this really bright, glowing green jar. It looks like there's some sort of specter inside, some sort of ghost just kind of trapped in this jar. You look to your left, and you see a small room with 4 doors, and then there's beside that there's a path heading north. To your east there is another path. It looks to curve to the right, which would be your south.
The south path looks like it curves around, right?
Correct. And there's also the direction you came from. If you look back, you kind of curved around this wall to get to where you're at, but there's a path straight south as well. And there's a small room there with 1 door beside that path. And I'm not giving maps because there would be no way you'd be able to memorize this. So I'm just going to try to describe it the best I can. Everything is very bland, and it all looks the same. Like everything looks like it's made of the same stone. There's not really many landmarks besides this green glow in the middle.
It's gonna be like I'm scared one of these passageways is going to lead to a dead end, and I feel like it's going to be the obvious one.
So, let me recap. You have a room with 4 doors. You have a path to your north. You have a path to your east, and you have another path to your south. And then also south is the way you came in, and also south is another small room.
Adavei is going to go north.
As you pass the room with 4 doors, the jars to your right, and you come up, you peek around to the left. There's a door that heads some way. You're not sure. And then to your right is, it seems to be just more corridors. Those corridors seem to head north.
Can I peek in the door? Trust the door? Maybe don't trust the door. I'm scared.
You walk to the door. Do you want to peek?
Yeah, peek into the door.
As you peek into the door, you try to, and it seems to be locked. You're not sure where this leads. When suddenly...
Oh no.
The entire place seems to fill with magical darkness.
Oh no.
And at this point, you can merely feel around. Seeing's not much of an option. As the torches on the walls just seem to go out, and what would normally be dark light, what you can normally see in, seems to be much darker.
Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. And you feel around towards the wall, to the edge of the wall. Maybe try to look for the south pass. All
right. As you're feeling around, you feel a cage on your left side, and on your right side, you just feel a wall. There's an opening directly in front of you.
Run through the opening.
All right. You find yourself at a wall that seems to go left and right. You're not much sure which direction's which. You've kind of lost all sense of cardinal direction at this point.
So I'm just gonna start picking random directions.
Okay, go.
Right.
As you go right, you find yourself at another wall that stops your journey that direction.
Ooh, is there another door too? Is there another door? Or is this?
No, this is a dead end.
Oh goodness.
As you're feeling around the wall, on the wall to your right side, you feel a few doors. You just feel their handles. They seem to be loose.
Push through it.
As soon as you open this door, the magic darkness seems to have dissipated. You see, sitting in a chair, a man. He's got his hands tied behind his back, and he's got like a double-sided fork vertically between his chest and his jaw, and it's strapped on with a neck strap, like a leather strap on his neck. It looks like if he was to lean his head forward, it would penetrate straight through his skull and his chest. He looks to have been sitting there for a while. You're not sure if he's alive or dead. This is a really small room. It looks like just enough space, maybe like almost like a prison cell, but without the gates. Just a small little closet.
Excuse me, are you a corpse or are you actually a person?
No response.
Could I untie the fork thingy?
Sure. As you take the fork off, you can feel some sort of like magical energy on the fork. You're not sure if he's dead or alive at this point, but he's definitely unconscious.
Can I make a medicine check to see if he has a pulse or anything?
Yeah, roll medicine. Okay. 18.
18.
Yeah. He's definitely dead. It looks like the fork has pushed into his jaw enough that's caused bleeding, and it looks to have bled out. You still have the double-sided fork. You would know they're called heretics forks. You would know.
Nice.
No, it's the actual thing. They're used on people that are heretics, that prevent them from talking or sleeping. It's supposed to be a punishment for bad-mouthing a god. You've heard that sometimes if people were tortured with such items, sometimes their spirit would linger inside that object and enchant it, sort of, but you're not sure if that's the case in this situation.
Adavei will check out the fork and decide to keep it anyway.
All right. You notice now that the darkness has fled, there's 3 other doors attached to this room on the outside.
I think as Adavei silvered up a little bit after realizing what's going on.
I apologize, it's about to get loud. What does Adavei want to do now that you've figured out this man's...
Go through the second door a little less.
Okay.
It's like, oh And so I'm gonna get in so much shit. This is going to turn out nothing but bad for me.
As you open that door, you see a man, an orcish man. He's got a dagger in one hand and cuffs attached to the wall on the other. He's wearing a necklace. It looks like his hand has been cut off with the dagger and his hand's laying on the floor, but his arm is still shackled in.
Is he alive?
You're not sure.
Is it another corpse? Adavei would like to take a look at the dagger. Just believe it, like this is just another corpse.
Yeah, the dagger is covered in blood. It looks like he took the time to really cut into his hand. He looks really pale compared to most, or like a green pale compared to most orcs. The dagger doesn't look anything special. You do notice the necklace that he's wearing. You would recognize this as sort of a pendant that was used to prevent death from wounds.
Oh, Adavei, I guess realizing this, will go up and kind of poke the half-orc with the heretic's fork.
Oh, God. He does nothing, but all of a sudden, you feel this sort of whoosh of magical energy come from the center of this labyrinth, and you see the hand on the ground begin to crawl towards you, one finger at a time.
Adavei will fall on his ass and he'll try to...
As you fall prone on your ass, we're now in initiative, so we're going to treat it like such. But you get the first move here.
I want to fucking kick it.
You're on your ass outside of the room. You kick it, and the room to your right, the door swings inward, and down drops another hand, and you see that hand sort of crawling out. So you have a hand directly in front of you and one directly to your right. They're both within 5 feet, but the one to the right is 5 feet back. And you hear this roar coming from the wall behind you. It sounds like a golem would sound.
Spirit Guardians.
Spirit Guardians? What does that do?
Hold on. It's basically a, moonbeam. That, but on the ground.
Okay.
And also, since Adavei is evil, it's necrotic damage.
The hand to your left falls unanimated again. The one to your right seems to be still up as he lifts a finger and kind of shakes it at you. You hear roaring from the walls behind you in sort of pain and agony. How much damage was that, by the way?
It was 15.
15, all right. As that one hand that's closest to you, is that your turn? I forgot to ask.
Yes, that is my turn.
Okay, as the one hand that's to your right diagonally moves in your direct pathway, he is going to reach up to claw you as he jumps up onto your face. You have this severed hand directly in your face. The blood from your scar earlier prevents it from gripping in as it slides right back down to the floor. And you hear stomping coming from below you.
Ooh, from below?
Not below, but like beneath, like south of you.
Oh.
And that is all that you notice at the moment. This hand is standing in your direct path to your east, and you just hear the stomp coming from the south on the other side of this wall. It sounds like it's getting slightly farther away.
That's a good thing for me, right?
Yeah, it's south of the wall, but it's getting farther away to the east. So it might not be that great of a thing.
Can I look for, is there any, exit way that I could take?
Right.
If I were to...
Right now, you are boxed in, essentially. The only way out of this corner is past this hand or into one of the rooms where you could shut the door and hide and cower.
Oh boy, do I love me some cowering. Adavei will toll the dead on it. It needs to make a wisdom saving throw or take 8 necrotic damage because it's been injured already.
Oh, has it been injured already? That one didn't get injured. Wait, did it take half?
Oh.
Was it half on half. Oh, it's dead then. It fell to the ground.
Oh.
Yeah, my bad. I thought it was fell. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, it's flat. My bad.
Then Adavei will go... No, you're right. Adavei will go hide and cower.
You're gonna hide and cower in the room with the guy that has his hand chopped off?
Yeah.
Okay.
At this point, a missing hand corpse is the least of my concern.
Yeah. As you run in there and you the room's small. It's only about 10 feet deep and about 5 feet wide. It's almost like a closet. You're in there with a dead body on the ground. You shut the door And that stomping seems to have ceased, and you hear a voice. Oh, my dear, so weak you are. Are you ready for your lashes?
No! I want to go home. I want to go home, back in the hotel. I hate to say it, but I actually miss those bumbling. I miss those bumbly fucks.
As the door slings open, you see the tiefling. No time for mourning. You shall repent. And he holds out both of his whips, and he reaches down. He puts one whip in his right hand, so he's got two in his right hand, and he takes his left hand, and he slips the guy's arm out of that shackle, and he places yours in it. Do you want to roll a grapple check, or are you resistant? Or not?
Adavei at this point, like, it's kind of pathetic. Like, he's shaking. There's tears, and he just goes. He just, it's like, I might as well just get it over it. I can go home and possibly die and maybe do something.
All right. As he shackles you into the wall, you're laying on top of this dead body. He grabs both of his whips, and I'm not going to roll to hit because it's an obvious hit. He doesn't swing with all of his might, but he does attack you with those. It's going to do 6 slashing. It's going to do 4 force damage, as you could feel the force from this blade or this whip just kind of push you farther into the ground.
Ooh.
He takes his other one. Again, as it hits your back, you take 2 slashing damage and 1 force damage as you're pushed farther into the ground. And he says, I'm afraid lashes aren't enough for such a defiant person. He puts the necklace around your head, hands you the knife, and walks away.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. Does this mean Adavei actually has to cut off his own hand?
I'm not saying nothing. You gotta figure it out.
Oh, I'm 100% for this. I'm 100% for this.
Are you gonna do it?
Oh, hell yeah. After, I'd imagine, after a few.
What's your hit points at right now?
8. I have 8 hit points.
So you can't really afford to lose much more blood. So here's what I'm gonna say. As you begin to cut through your hand, I need you to roll a con save to determine if you pass out or not.
Consider what I was going to do first.
Okay.
Adavei's not going to use the knife.
Okay.
Adavei's going to use vampiric touch on himself.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know, maybe we can flavor it like it's like rotting off the hand instead.
Okay. I'm perfectly okay with that. So roll damage on that vampiric touch. I assume that.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me see.
The real question is, I've got to look at my notes and decide. Okay, I'm not going to say it yet because it might flavor what you do. But go ahead.
No, here's the issue. Because it's 3d6. But okay. So what the spell says, you can siphon life force from other creatures to heal your wounds. Make a melee spell attack. The target takes 3d6 necrotic, and you regain hit points. So does that mean?
That means you can still hit points from your hand.
Still, I want to flavor it like it's like shutting down the function to the hand to where it just kind of rots off.
Okay. So your hand just. You see this black energy leave your left hand as your right hand begins to look very, it just really rotten. The skin starting to decay, the muscles starting to fall off. You can see the bones still kind of holding it attached. You probably would have to rip that off, but the muscle just kind of has it fallen limp. I do need you to roll a con save to see if you pass out from this.
All right, 14.
14 does not do it. You definitely pass out. Luckily for you, you have a pendant, and the pendant automatically stabilizes you when you die. However, if you get attacked after that, you have to start making death saves.
Ooh.
So you're in this cell with a dead man with your hand rotting off, and that's the last thing you remember.
Well, that was quite the journey. Join us next time on PairODice